Are we ready?
Lean all over on the mic. All right.
Hi, Hamish.
Hamish, you are famous.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, hello.
You only have 10 minutes left?
Yeah, so Hamish, we have a lot of people that call in and say you're not a real person.
And we believe that you are.
Yeah, we've got messages that say that you're not real. What do you have to say about that?
They are cowards and they are false.
They're cowards and they're false. But
yes, I don't feel the need to address such people.
Okay. Do you...
I have a knockdown for atheism.
You do? Is it about morality or is it something new?
It's about morality, but it destroys the atheist morality from within their own framework.
Okay. Before we get into that really quick, Hamish, we're working on setting up elements for our show to continue debate even off the air, so like in a written format. Are you familiar with Reddit, and are you willing to engage with us there as well as on the show?
I'm unfamiliar.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not the most tech savvy.
Oh, okay.
No worries. This is actually a pretty easy webmail address, something to type in, and it'll give our fans and people who think that you're fake a chance to actually interact with you too.
I know that you've left your email with our the call screeners before.
Do you just want us to email it to him?
Well, we can email with him, and he can use emails. We can.
Okay.
The you know, as helpful as it is to give tech advice, I'm not sure that people tune in to talk Heathen so that they can learn how to use websites. But
So
yeah, we can work with you, you know, over email to figure out how to get this going, if you're okay with that.
Perhaps.
I mean, I'm not asking you to commit to anything, you know, but yeah,
Yes,
well, I just wanted to check and make sure you're going to get that. Now, knock down our atheism, if you don't mind.
yeah, go for it.
Well, I thought your show was 2 hours.
No, that's the atheist experience. This is Talk Heathen.
Very well.
Well,
So, you believe that morality is about well-being?
So there are a couple different schools of thought there, and what I want to kind of nip in the bud first is that most of the time when we're talking about morality, and this is just most of the time, we're talking about how we explain what we're already doing and how we're already treating each other. And then when you get into specifics, then you can get into certain philosophies, right? You have objective, you know, people who are going to look at the numbers and say, if it helps the most people, that's the most rational choice. You have people who are going to say, no, every situation is unique and needs to be weighed. The pros and cons need to be weighed completely relative to that one moment in time. So to broadly generalize, it would be really tough to do. I just kind of wanted to jump in with that.
Well, you're talking about how people treat each other, but morality is about how we ought to treat each other.
So you're
correct.
Well, that's the difference between prescription and proscription, right? What one should do and what one ought to do.
like that is the point you're making?
What is
that
proscription?
Like whether something is prescribed, right?
What is proscription?
I'm pulling it up so
Yeah,
I don't give you the wrong word.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but I would say that descriptive, I mean, the difference between describing something and proscribing something is whether or not you're describing things that happen or saying the things that should happen broadly. Like they're broader terms, so you can have descriptive, you know, dictionaries, or you can try and have a prescriptive dictionary, which is like, no, this is what the correct word is.
Yeah, prescribe. Yeah, prescribe means to set down authoritatively for direction. Proscribe means prohibit or limit or ostracize or avoid in a social sense. And so you're coming at it from different angles. You're coming at it from either the negative, no, you don't do this, or you should do this way, right? I mean, you're prescribing or proscribing. It depends on what end you're coming at it from.
Both of those are about how we ought to behave. So I don't see the distinction that you're trying to make.
So the prescription gives you the ought, I believe. But let's continue. I want to hear what you have to say.
So you believe morality is based on well-being?
That is a framework upon which some moral systems are built.
Hamish, I'm
Do you have a
open
basis
to
for
listening to
your
others.
morality? You keep talking about some systems are this and other systems are that. I'm asking about your system.
So,
Did you want to knock down Jamie and Eric's respective approaches to morality? Or were you trying to broadly address systems of morality that don't have a God, i.e. atheist morality?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to give you mine. It's really not very interesting.
Yeah.
Mine is completely case-by-case basis. When it comes to going into the methodology of it, and how it's all laid out, I really haven't taken the time to do it. It's not as interesting to me. I have other things that I'm excited about.
Moral system.
That's not that's
what he's just said.
That's a false dichotomy. Either not having it is different from not taking that as seriously as other people do, right? I have morals, but am I
He probably
obsessed?
spends less time thinking about trolley problems than a philosophy professor.
I'm much more interested in other things. So to ask me on that one, I'm probably not the best person to talk to. Does that mean that I have no morals? Well, that's silly, isn't it? Because obviously I'm not being cruel to you. We're talking about this in a civil way.
So you think that, hold on, you think that cruelty has something to do with morality?
No, I think he was speaking generally in response to what you said was, so you have no morality.
Yeah.
Right? And I think if you acknowledge that whether or not you've understood his answer to that question would be a good next step for this conversation.
Would you say personally that you believe morality is about the well-being of sentient creatures?
I mean, just to be clear, the last thing I said was, hey, you made a statement about Eric not having morals or whatever, or that's what he was responding to. And I suggested that you perhaps acknowledge whether or not we see eye to eye on that, or whether you understood what he said, and then you didn't do that.
He might have morals, but what I'm trying to get at is he doesn't seem to be providing a clear basis for his morals.
Okay. And presumably that's where you would like the conversation to go, is for him to describe.
Let's talk about well-being. I mean, I'm not fully vested in that, so let's talk about it. Hit me.
We're open-minded.
Yeah.
Help us analyze morals and ethics and further inform the way in which we interact with the world around us as far as humans are concerned.
See, the thing is, Hamish, I really want to model for you what it is to be open and to listen and to embrace that. I really want you to see that it's important to be able to say, I don't know. It's important to be able to be open to things so that you can challenge your beliefs. It's important to have that. And I think that doing that right now is a good thing for you.
Yes, well, I do not mean to be rude, but it does appear to me that you do much talking rather than listening.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, talk to me.
Okay. Are either of you vegan?
Nope.
Why?
Because I'm speciesist.
Is that fair?
Nope.
Not to the other animals.
Nope. Don't care.
Is that moral?
Depends where you put animals in it, and I obviously eat meat, so it would be... I wouldn't be honest if I said that I put animals at the exact same position that I put humans on my scale of importance.
So why is it okay to eat animals but not humans?
Well...
Speciesism.
Yeah.
That's like saying racism. That's not a justification.
Actually, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with speciesism. Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm a human.
Because the moral system that we focus on, or at least the moral system that I focus on, is focused entirely on human well-being and human flourishing.
Now, I do want to...
I have a very large family. There's more than 7 billion of us, and I would like all of my cousins to eat. And if that means that cows have to die, then cows will die.
And just and just so we're clear,
or plants, or chickens, or whatever.
Yeah, and I do want to nip
fish.
this because I had this conversation with someone yesterday. Hamish, I'm just really quickly because I want this to be in there. Is that just because I value humans more than animals doesn't mean that I want to destroy all the animals. That's a false.
Yes, very well.
People equate that like I want to destroy the environment, and that's not true. So I don't want it. That's ridiculous. Go on, Hamish.
Yeah, sorry, we've been.
So you say that it's okay to give animals less value than humans because you're a speciesist.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that.
Well, me. I don't know about Jamie.
Okay, so is it okay?
Start with Eric, because my question's about.
So is it okay for me to give less value to black people because I'm racist?
No. It's inconsistent. It's inconsistent with what we've previously said. Oh, sorry, I said about Eric's system, and then I jumped in with the answer first.
No, actually, I'm glad you did. My jaw just kind of hit the floor.
I would say that treating a group of humans as if they are animals is inconsistent with the statement, animals are not other animals are other animals and are not humans. By definition.
Yeah. Well, humans are animals.
Yeah. Precisely. Yeah. Sorry, the close-up just zoomed in on Eric's hat, and he's wearing a funny hat. That's what the statement is. Presumably, you weren't laughing at the statement "humans are."
No. I'm laughing at this.
So there's a specific species of animal, humans are animals, that the moral system that I employ is focused on, and that is also the species that I am a member of. So saying, but there are groups in that species that we could treat differently, and I would say that's inconsistent with focusing on the entire group of Homo sapiens.
Mm-hmm. I'm 100% for expanding the tribe, so there are no out people. We should all have...
Well, I mean, we want everyone to be out so that there's no... Sorry,
No, you know what I mean. There's no in-group, out-group, right?
Yeah.
Everybody should be part of the in-group. We should care about each other as if they're part of our tribe.
Why exclude animals from this tribe?
I feel like I tried to explain that to the best of my ability. That doesn't really... I know that doesn't satisfy you, but before we wrap up the show, I want to give you the last word. How do you justify animals in your hierarchy of things? And if you say it's the Bible and it's in Genesis that the Lord made Adam the purveyor of
we have
animals,
dominion over the...
Is that going to be your answer?
You asked me, how do I justify animals?
No.
I'm sorry.
I think
Jamie, do the thing. I've been sick all week. I've been trying really hard not to make it so.
Well, it didn't until then. You were getting.
I know. Just go.
I believe that Eric's question was, do you have a justification for using animals for food and not being a vegan? But I'm actually not entirely sure whether or not you're a vegan.
I am not a vegan.
Okay. And then, is there a justification that you use in your moral system for not being a vegan?
I do not believe that the Lord granted animals souls.
Okay.
Oh, have you ever owned a puppy? Or like a pet?
Yes.
But the cuteness of that puppy was bred into it by humans.
Oh.
So
I don't like that.
The Lord didn't imbue that puppy with cute dog eyes. We did.
So Hamish,
well, here, really
appreciate you calling. We really do need to start wrapping it up, though.
Well,
what do you got? What do you got?
So that the last your hat is the star of the show again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The last question you had before Eric asked you about your morality. Can you remind me the way that you asked that?
Perhaps it was, why is it okay for you to be speciesist?
Oh, yes. So there are Homo sapiens, and if you look at the development of our species and society and the way that we take care of ourselves, it's the nature of animals to need to consume things to survive, right? In the same way that it's necessary for animals, particularly mammals, to, particularly reptiles, to keep warm because they're cold-blooded, right? It's actually a little bit chilly outdoors, and people make comments about, because at the present moment I'm wearing shorts, about whether or not that's a wise decision or whether or not I should be wearing a thick jacket. Why is it that you wear a jacket when it's cold instead of a warm poncho or do other things? It's because it's a kind of reaction to the world in which we live. Humans seek to survive, and to do that they need to ingest various nutrients and calories, etc. And those calories are easily found in the flesh of other animals.
They can more easily be found in plants.
No.
You can survive off of a vegan lifestyle.
When you say more easily, no, it's
pretty
easier
difficult
to transport calories, proteins, and nutrients in meat just by volume alone.
It's necessary to eat meat.
Well, it's completely unnecessary for humans to survive, just depending on what perspective that you take, whether or not something is necessary.
For humans to eat meat to survive.
All right, so
I mean, yes, the consumption of meat is not a necessary component of surviving, but
Indeed.
It's also not a necessary component of eating. Sure. Should we be working, the point I'm trying to make here is presumably there's some line that you are hypothetically drawing between the lives of plants and the lives of all animals, including humans.
Well, if you believe that animals are sentient and plants are not sentient, then that is a good line.
Man, this is a really good topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal, Hamish. I am going to leave this to the fans to help educate me. I am going to look more into this. I'm going to look into the ethics, and I do want to learn more about it. I don't feel like it's something that I can speak on right now without just blowing it right out my butt, so I'm not going to do that.
You have committed numerous fallacies.
By saying I don't know and I want to learn? That's a fallacy?
No, not in that particular, but in your defense of atheist meat eating.
Would it help if I told you that there are many vegan and vegetarian atheists? I don't.
Yeah, but
what does that have to do
ones
with
are being
atheists?
consistent with
Atheism.
atheist worldview.
Okay, stop with the atheist worldview. I'm gonna say this one more time, and then we do have to wrap up. Okay?
As long as I get to ask him what the interest was.
Yeah. So with atheist worldview, it's only one position that there's not enough evidence to support the belief in the existence of a God.
I said,
right?
Listen.
Here, hang on.
Listen.
No, hold on, Hamish. I am talking. Hold on a second. Because I'm giving you the atheist position. The atheist position is the rejection of the statement, there is a God, because there's not enough evidence for it. There are tons of things to do after that. When it comes to how we evaluate different claims, right? There's skepticism, which Jamie and I are skeptics, right? We want to be able to test things. But you have atheists who believe in spirits and auras and weird
crystals,
magic healing things and crystals and the idea that there are no diseases, it's all in your diet. Just because you are an atheist, well, not you, but just because someone is an atheist doesn't mean that they have anything else in common with each other. So when you keep saying the atheist worldview, that doesn't make sense. I've had big arguments with other atheists, which are fantastic, by the way, when it comes to ethics and morality.
May I interject?
Yes, you may. I just needed to get that out. You go ahead. Jamie's going to say his thing, and we're going to wrap up, okay?
Can I please say something?
Yes.
Yes.
I did not say the atheist worldview. I said atheist vegans at least are consistent with the atheist well-being based moral worldview.
I mean, to be clear, a system of morality based on the well-being of humans or all living animals is not necessarily tied to a belief in a God. There are
I
people
agree with that, but
that
we
would,
were specifically talking about atheist vegans.
yes, they came up.
Can we?
Yes.
And you're aware that when you do that, they're not concerned with the well-being of the plants they eat. Because those plants are dead. Those plants are farmed
Is there,
in conditions where they're covered in chemicals often.
do plants have sentience?
And so now there's an arbitrary line between things that are sentient and things that are not. Why is that the line?
Does anything suffer or have well-being?
Okay, why does suffering matter?
Okay.
Why would suffering matter at all? Why would that be a more consistent thing from a perspective where we should understand Jesus?
Because suffering is part of well-being.
Yeah, yes, my question is, why would that be something that would be a sticking point at all? Right? Like, why would that be a good idea?
Because
to consider the suffering of do you mean pain? Is that what you're saying? Like animals feel pain and plants don't because they don't have central nervous systems? Is that I may have missed that. Sorry. I thought you were talking about just like, oh look, generations of plants and generations of animals are both dying and somehow there's a difference. If you mean pain, then we can throw in that there's anesthesia and anesthetic and painless ways of killing things.
May I explain?
Yes, please.
I was referring to all forms of sentient suffering, which includes pain, grief, sadness, etc. And if you are going to base your morals on well-being, as many atheists do, then suffering must matter.
When you say on well-being, which many atheists do, what you're saying, you're trying to say well-being of sentient creatures, and many atheists say well-being of humans, specifically.
Well-being of anything which is sentient.
Yes.
Because what?
Not all atheists that say my moral system is on the basis of well-being or flourishing are referring to all creatures that are what meet whatever the definition of sentience you're using in that sentence is.
Yes, some of them are speciesist and some of them are not. And the ones who are speciesist have no justification.
What you're talking about are the values and morals upon which people base moral systems. And to be clear, they have precisely the same justification that, the justification of, oh, okay, I am a human, I know that humans exist, I can see and understand the suffering of other humans, and I know that that matters more to me as a human, or even just, oh, I can see the suffering of other animals, to be clear, is more justifiable than I have faith in one ancient book, and therefore morality.
So what makes it okay as a speciesist to count? What is different about animals from humans that makes it okay to care about human well-being but not animal well-being?
Okay, at the foundation, at the foundation of moral systems, you have fundamentals, right? In the same way that at the foundation of religions, you have fundamental fact claims, right? When you have fundamental values, you apply those to things that you observe as fact. This is the formation of basic principles, and one of those values is a focus on human flourishing and human well-being. So when you say, why isn't it different? Well, we can talk about what it is that compelled the feelings of a person or whatever, or their history, but at the end of the day, what you're saying is, oh, these are fundamental values that you hold. How did they get there? Didn't they emerge from logic? No, because I'm a human. Because that's not what a fundamental value is. Analysis of reality is something that can be modeled in logical systems, is something that can be discovered through scientific skepticism. What human beings value isn't something that can be modeled or determined with math.
Yeah.
I think
that was good. Hamish, you got to admit that was pretty good. I like that. I like that. That was good. Hamish, I'm going to cut us because I do need to end the show at some point.
Let him have the last thing to say.
All right, Hamish, get the last word, and then we're going to go, okay? Yeah. We're going to give you the last word.
Do we need to put him on hold to give the call screener his email?
Yes, let's double check, Hamish, if you're okay with that. But go ahead and give us the last word, and then we're going to pop you back on hold.
Atheists such as Sam Harris and such as Peter Singer believe that morality, or well-being rather, is something which is objective.
Okay.
And therefore, I have yet to see a reason for why it is okay to care about human well-being rather than all well-being.
You know, that's actually something that I really hope that we can talk with people about.
Yeah, it would be good to be able to get on the subreddit.
Yeah,
so if we get the opportunity to talk to, you said Peter Singer and Sam Harris?
Yes, you said I could have the last word.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
no. Yeah.
I'm not responding. Given the opportunity, I will talk to them about that.
Yeah.
But that's a good point.
Yep. All right, Hamish, popping you back on hold, buddy.
Prepare yourself.
All right.
When you do that, you sound like a troll, man. If you do that, we can't get you on the air.
Thank you for calling, Hamish.
Oh, please don't be a troll. I love. Okay.
He's
I hope. It was verified. It was verified independently. I need to hold on to that.
Well, you can look into the evidence yourself and then determine what the truth is. Because even if the things that are true make the reality as you perceive it less comfortable, you should know that conceptually understanding that some things exist and some things don't, and even if things that you like don't actually exist, you can still live a fruitful life.
That got really existential really quick, buddy.
Yep.
Yes, it did. So we're actually going to wrap up.
I'm a fan of the show,
we
Rick and Morty.
Thank you.